We recently purchased a fiber marking laser. After getting through some initial testing and playing with it, we were able to get to the point of being able to launch new products made with it. However, we really didn't like its open nature. It meant that anyone using it, or even just walking by it, had to have safety glasses on.
It'll burn your face right off.
Also, its open nature meant that the little bit of fumes and debris from engraving couldn't be so easily captured. We had bought a little fume extractor as a stopgap, which did work, but really isn't enough if we started running this thing for hours a day. So, to solve these problems, we purchased an Enclosure and a 3-stage filter fume extractor. Both units were purchased on Amazon, and the links can be found in the description below. The cabinet is made by Cloudray, which is the same brand of fiber laser we have. However, I don't see any reason why their Enclosure wouldn't work for most of the other fiber marking lasers being sold. The parts are all pretty basic. It's just an aluminum frame with acrylic panels. Looking at it online, all I could think of was that I could build this myself and cut the panels with our laser for a lot cheaper. The reality is that unless we needed a fleet of these, it's just not worth my time. After getting everything unboxed and laid out, I realized that there were no instructions, not even a simple illustration. I thought, how hard could this be to assemble? So I just started putting it together. It turns out the answer to my question was that actually, without instructions or a good reference, it was way harder than it needed to be. I assumed that the Enclosure would either sit on top of the laser's work surface or maybe surround it. I finally realized that the grooves in the aluminum rails were the same size as the laser's base. So the Enclosure's frame would sort of slide along or onto the laser's base, if that makes sense. This meant that the bottom of the Enclosure's backside needed to have a gap as it would rest on top of the laser's work surface, while the front and sides would be even with the work surface. Once the panels and frame were put together, the magnetic catch for the door was added. They had a sticker showing the location, but it wasn't accurate, so I just held the door against the frame to get the location. The catch had those little metal thingies that fit inside the frame's grooves. When the screws are tightened, they rotate inside the grooves, locking themselves in place. The hinges and handle were then screwed onto the door. Then the door was positioned on the Enclosure. Just like the magnetic catch, the hinges also had those little metal doohickeys that fit into the grooves to lock them in place. Last but not least, the Enclosure's top was screwed on. I didn't show it, but the screws used those same frame locking thingies. The Enclosure was placed around or slid along the laser's base. The only thing left to do was attach the accordion-like blinds in the back panel to the laser head. This way, when the laser head was moved up or down, the back would stay sealed. You can still see the open hole in the back where you can run exhaust, which I'll take care of in the next part of this video. The exhaust was pretty straightforward. Aside from the filter box itself, it came with a power cord, a hose, and 2 hose attachments. There's also some extra filters to replace the first filter layer. This is a 3-stage filtration system, so it has 3 filters.
Duh.
Before setting it up, I wanted to take a look at the filters inside. The filter box opens easily by releasing the 2 catches. The filters come right out, and you can see that the first stage filter just sort of wraps around the inside of the second stage filter. Remember how white this filter is, so you can compare it to what it looks like after I run a job at the end of this video. Setup just took a few minutes. I just needed to insert one end of the hose into the hole in the filter box, then the other end went through the hole in the backside of the cabinet. If you didn't have this enclosure, you could just sort of aim the end of the hose at the back of your work area. I used the rubber funnel looking attachment on the inside of the enclosure. This secured the hose to the cabinet and also sort of sealed the area around the hose. After plugging it in, operation is really easy. One button push turns it on to its lowest fan speed. Each push increases the fan speed for a total of 3 levels, with the final button push turning the unit off. Before running a real job, I turned the exhaust on to its highest setting to see what kind of suction I got. I'd say pretty good. The paper towel didn't stand a chance. Now it's time to do a final all-around test of both the enclosure and the exhaust. I engraved a brass seal that ran for about 35 minutes. A quick inspection after engraving didn't show any obvious residue. Before, using a simple fume extractor, I'd get a trail of brass dust between the workpiece and the extractor. But now, the cabinet and the work surface was still really clean. I wanted to check the filters next to see what was trapped. And sure enough, this thing really did its job. I can see that there is discoloration on the back side of the first stage filter, so I assume some stuff is getting through to the second stage filter. I don't know how long it'll be until any of these filters need to be changed out, but I'd say they're definitely doing their job. I also realized that while engraving, that burning metal smell I was getting used to was gone. I guess I might live longer now. Woo frickin' who.
Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think and what projects you'd like to see us tackle with our new laser. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to get notified of future projects. We have more videos coming soon. Stay tuned.